Thank you for the kind of introduction. Let me thank Professor Ashutosh Sharma for inviting me to be here in this beautiful meeting. I knew Professor Sharma after I joined Kumaun Nainital personally. We all know him academically. And when I joined Kumaun University, I was thinking to involve some of the best academicians to my university. And I arranged Professor Sharma's mobile number from some of my friends. And I WhatsApped him with the hesitance that he may not agree with our request. So I WhatsApped him that this is what you are planning and we request you to be visiting Professor Kumaun University. Within 5 minutes he responded affirmatively. And only thing what he said, which I knew that I'm too busy, I don't have this much of time, but I accept the offer. And he visited our university later on to motivate our students. So this, let me just show you a couple of slides about my university because most of you may not know about my university. It's a 52-year-old university located at Nainital. We have 10 faculty, 3 departments, about 70,000 students. We have 2 campuses. This is a beautiful city of Nainital. And this area, the square one, is our campus, and the other area is the administrative block is located. Our another campus is small lakehouse that is called Hinka. So that's another campus we have. So we are talking about Viksit Bharat nowadays. What are the challenges? Is that possible or not? I will touch upon some of those. Then I will come about the technology what we do here. So this is it's a cold place. At times it snows very heavily, and lights is very mesmerizing. So I request you people to make plan to visit, and I will be happy to host you there. So when we talk about Viksit Bharat, let's think about what Chanakya said about the developed nation. Chanakya gave 6 pillars for a developed nation, and out of these 6, one was strong leadership. Then he talked about good governance and administration. He talked about economic prosperity, security, then social harmony and education. I will touch upon briefly the economics and education. So in 1192, the Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by Muhammad Ghori. And at that time, our GDP was 30% of world GDP. So we were called the golden bird at that time. In 1947, when British had left, our GDP was about 3.2%. So we were the poorest country. And if we want to become Viksit Bharat, what we need a sustainable economic growth at the rate of 7.3% at least. So that growth rate at present it seems to be doable because we are the 3rd largest economy. The next comes the education. So when it comes to education, because there is a tariff war going on with the United States right now. So United States population is about 34.1 crores, and India has about 30.33 crores students, out of which 4.33 crores students in the higher education. So it means our wealth lies with the younger masses, the students. We need to spend much more on this part of the student young generation. And the figure says that it's very good. We are 3rd in terms of the publication, research publication. But what are the points that we need to highlight? We need to be serious and worried about. Number 1, we are number 1. We all know that we are number 1 in publishing credible journals. Number 2, we are 3rd in the detection of labels in the world right now. And our patents, number of patents has gone almost double in 3-4 years. But what is the rate of commercial product? 22-23, the data says it is about 0.4%. So we need to work on this. So when we talk about the research quality in publications, the biggest problem, what I feel I don't have to study, I think this critically developed business was stimulated by the UC Regulation of 2018, which talks about the publication in peer-reviewed journals. Unless we tackle this, it will be very difficult for us to match the pace. So we need quality leadership in the Indian university system and quality appointments. That's very, very important because this area is the reason of all these problems right now. We either need to follow the IIT system of appointments across all the academic institutes, and BSU has recently developed a quality metrics for promotions and appointments. University department need to be segregated from the colleges. That's very important. One set of rules for both the institutions is not going to lead us anywhere. We have enacted infrastructure and we don't have funding. But in Uttarakhand government has recently started a program called CM Mission Protsan Yojana. They are funding the state government institutions. A special problem because in the states, what happens when the visiting policy comes, the candidate must be a resident of that particular state, so we don't have a quality manpower. So I gave a suggestion to the government that we need to start a special fellowship program for these students so that we can generate a quality manpower. The next one is very important because we need to talk about the health condition. UNESCO has done the pilot study from 2016 to 2018 on the health status of our children. The age group was 5 to 9 and 10 to 16 years. And this report has been accepted by the health ministry. What it says? It says 10.3% children on the age of 5 to 9 are pre-diabetic or diabetic. Look at this data. That the triglyceride level as high as 35%. So with this sick childhood, it will be very difficult for us to achieve the goal of Viksit Bharat. So education is one, under the health. We need to focus on these two areas. At Kumaun University, we have initiated some programs to address some of the issues. We got the Meru grant, we got the DST payer, then we got land to establish the new campus. We have started an international funding for conference and the research. We have started an internship program before the finance ministry announced its program. We have enrolled fighting rate and many more we have started with. Let me just, we have started working on the quality metrics for the appointments and promotion in my university. Let me just focus maybe a couple of minutes on the technology what we developed at Delhi University. So when we talk about the drug discovery program, the international data says when a medicine can synthesize 10,000 compounds, one compound comes to the market as a drug, and it takes about 16 to 18 years, and it costs about 1 to 3 billion US dollars. So it's very risky and very challenging and very costly affair. Look at this plant. You must have seen this plant. This plant has been a source of 120 alkaloids chemical compounds, and 70 of them were found to be biologically active, show some kind of activity. Same plant generated these two molecules. Please don't go to the structure because chemistry will always talk about the structures. What I'm trying to tell you, let's suppose you go to a doctor for one disease, gives you two medicines, medicine A, medicine B, right? So you can think of take these two medicines or look up these two medicines like this, make one molecule. What happens? This is what the nature has given us. These two molecules were poor anti-cancer molecules. Same plant generated two more molecules wherein these two compounds were connected like this, and that became blockbuster drug called vincristine approved by US FDA in 1963 for the leukemia. So what we did, the bottom structure, The green part was taken from chloroquine, antimalarial drug. The yellow part was taken from other antimalarial drug. We made one compound. We proved that such hybrid has better antimalarial activity in published paper. This person, Professor Kim from Harvard Medical School, contacted me that he wanted to screen these compounds for Parkinson's disease. Why? Because there was a paper published in Nature in 1987 which concludes that chloroquine can retard the progression of Parkinson's disease. There was no follow-up on this. So we started collaborating with him. So this is just a graphical representation what this Parkinson's disease is. Human brain is very powerful. It has more than 86 billion neurons. One of them is a dopamine neuron. And dopamine neurons function is to release dopamine in the brain makes you happy. So when this dopamine production stops in the brain, you have Parkinson's. So if you can stop that, you can develop a drug for the treatment. So I will not go into the detail of that. So the chloroquine which can retard the progression of Parkinson's disease as per Nature paper has EC50 value of 50 micromolar. And the compound which we developed, some of the compounds had EC50 value was as 0.1 nanomolar. So that's in vitro data. The next one, the first picture to this side, that is the cerebral part of healthy mice. The second picture is after Parkinson happens. The third one is with chloroquine. So there's not much difference. But when this was treated with compound molecule which we developed, you can compare the first one and the fourth one. Looks same. So we prove that it has a curative effect. So I will not go detail on this, and it induced the autophagy. Autophagy, where 2015 का Nobel Prize मिला. Autophagy is nothing simple layman language. When you are fasting, your cells are under stress. So when anything is under stress, they want to survive. How those cells survive? Because it takes off the cells that are dead or that causes the disease. So this molecule, so we got the US FDA approval in 2023 for phase 1 human clinical trial of this molecule. These are some of the patents, and this was licensed to US-based company. And 2024, we got the first phase 1 trial results. It says it is a successful, the phase 1. So the molecule has moved to phase 2 human clinical trial. So these are the people who made this story a success. So we have one molecule in phase 2, two molecules are at the preclinical stage of development for dementia and autoimmune disease. And this is the Hanon Pharma Biopharma website where they listed our compound as a failure. So the story was covered by Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, and all other international media for this discovery. So the funding came from all these funding agencies, and this work was collaborated with Professor Kim. And these are the people who worked and made this story a success. And that's a beautiful thing. Thank you very much.